I'm sure you've heard about the game Blocktales, and I played Demo 4, and oh my gosh, it's actually incredible. I had to do so much because I forgot to do the entire Demo 2 and Demo 3, so I had to play both of them on the day of release, and I missed out on so much, so I was very angry. Anyways, we start our journey off at Roblox HQ, where Shedletsky tells us we have to go to the docks and go to the desert to get the firebrand. When we arrive, we have to traverse the desert until we get to a tomb, and we have to beat up a bunch of enemies. After fighting, we find a ship in a bottle, and when we accidentally rub the bottle, we come across the Great Flocci. What? The Great Flocci now. The Great Flocci now see purification. He grants us 2 wishes, and we get to pick from 6 options. I chose Brad's recovery because, dude, Griefer is awesome. I don't care about freaking the swords. I like Griefer because he's cool. It doesn't work because the Great Flocci is kind of a bum, and we decide to ask for the ship in the bottle. Flocci denies this wish because it's where he lives, and we have to beat his butt to get it. The boss is very fun and cool, and the soundtrack is a banger like every other thing, but dude, the car, oh my god, the car. After we beat him, he denies a second wish, which is stupid, and then we are on our way. We see Terry and Jerry again, and they are floating in a river in the tomb, and Terry tells us about the ship in a bottle. We leave to go to an oasis. We stumble across a group of pirates planning to blindside their pirate crew, which is not cool. So I beat them up because that's what Blocktales is all about, baby. These streets ain't safe. Then we find the pirate camp and meet Captain Trotter and Calypso. We join the pirate crew on their journey to get the treasure and the firebrand in the Temple of the Red Sun. We fight more pirates because we are so cool and they are really jealous of us. And then Calypso shows up to break up the fight and take us to the temple. We arrive and Captain Trotter tells us to split up, and we go with Calypso. We solve lots of puzzles and find keys, and eventually we come across a shovel. Calypso says the shovel could be a trap, but lo and behold, it's the Great Flocci. He doesn't want to see us, but Calypso just says to give us the wish and we will leave him alone. We use our wish to be an absolute genius and wish for a shovel. The shovel. The captain brought up the hieroglyphics in the temple, and they mention a lot of death and sacrifice, and Calypso didn't want to tell him, so the crew wouldn't be scared. The captain got a little mad at Calypso because Calypso was supposed to tell him anything and everything. Eventually, Captain forgives Calypso and we go across a bridge. But on the bridge, we get stopped by the Temple Guardian, who wants to stop us from getting deeper into the temple. We have to take out his hands first, and we absolutely decimate the guy and he dies. The captain is injured from the fall, and fortunately, we got a shawarma. That's right, a shawarma. Let's go. After we get the shawarma, we traverse under the temple and we find the entire pirate crew dead. Captain Trotter no longer wants to get the treasure and just wants to leave. But we ignore him, and me and Calypso hit some levers, and then we climb up a giant mountain, and at the top we find the treasure Captain Trotter was looking for. Captain Trotter doesn't want it because he'll have no one to share it with. But we ignore him and we slowly inch towards the firebrand. But the captain catches us and points his flintlock at us. He says that we lured him and Calypso to the cave to kill him for the firebrand, but Calypso sides with us, and the captain calls Calypso a traitor and we have to fight Trotter. After the fight, Trotter starts to hear voices telling him to sacrifice both me and Calypso, but Calypso kicks him into the lava. She starts to regret it and we try to comfort her, but she argues that none of this would have ever happened if we were there. But suddenly, the cave shakes, and out comes the Ancient, who talks about the captain's soul and how it is perfect. So then, we fight literal gods but it's okay because it's old Roblox. After like 5 tries, I finally beat the Ancients, and Calypso starts talking about the good memories with the captain, and mourns him. But we get the firebrand. Let's go, baby. Who cares about the captain? He died. Who cares about Calypso? Overall, Demo 4 is a great addition to Blocktales, and you should play it. Alright, this is the new outro made by Marcus. Thank you, Marcus. Okay, subscribe if you liked. I liked. Did you like? I hope you did.